And what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Acceleracers Hub for another video. Hopefully you guys are all doing awesome, because today, guys, we have one heck of an Acceleracers shipment unboxing. So as it's been widely documented, complained about over the last couple years, Acceleracers deals have been pretty much drying up these days. It's pretty rare that you're gonna find something on eBay or other, local apps, Facebook Marketplace, at least where I live, that you can quickly buy and flip for a profit. It's kind of drying up. The people now know what they're looking for. They know what they have. They know the Acceleracers stuff is going up in value, and there's tons of demand. And every day there's new fans that are looking to collect Acceleracers items. So I simply don't. So these days, I rarely buy Acceleracers inventory. I've just been selling through the inventory that I already have and I've acquired over the last couple years. You guys can see my cars and some cards over there. But the opportunity to find stuff and make quick flips pretty much doesn't exist anymore in the Acceleracers community. So these days, I do more bulk buying. It's pretty rare that I make an Acceleracers purchase, but when I do, it's typically, like you guys have seen in my past videos, it'll be $3,000 here or $4,000 there. They're typically big bulk purchases that allow the seller to quickly get the cash that they're looking for without having to take the hassle of selling the items individually over a long period of time. And it gets me a lot of inventory that I can then sell through over the next couple of years. And I think I made probably 2 or 3 big bulk buys last year. And as of this year, guys, I don't think I've made one single big Acceleracers purchase. I might have to go back through my videos and see, but I don't think I've really made any big Acceleracers purchases. That is until today, guys. We actually have a big Acceleracers shipment that came in last week all the way from Australia. And this shipment, guys, is all exclusively Acceleracers trading cards. So fans of the trading card game, strap in, because we have quite the unboxing to do today. So a couple weeks ago, a member of the community from Australia messaged me saying they were about to have a big pile of Acceleracers trading cards come into their possession, including a bunch of rares, foils, 3D foils, the whole 9 yards. And they were asking me if I'd be interested in buying a bunch of them from them. And I'm not 100% sure on all the details of how they acquired the cards. I'm pretty sure it was through an estate sale. But needless to say, I was like, Acceleracers cards? Word, I've been running out of cards left and right, out of stocks here and there. Acceleracers, Realm cards, rare vehicle cards. I haven't had foils in the stock in forever. And when I do, they go so quickly. So I was desperate for some more Acceleracers cards. So I quickly responded, said, absolutely, man. What sort of cards are you looking at? How many cards do you have? And I was expecting to hear, I've got, 500 cards here, 600 cards there, because I think the most cards that I've ever purchased was like maybe 1,000 all at once. I don't remember from that $4,000 haul that I did like last March or April. I don't remember how many trading cards were included, but it was a lot. But this time around, I was like, what is it going to be? 1,000, 1,200 cards? And he was like, yeah, it's like 2,500 cards. And I was like, 2,500 cards? I almost can't even fathom having that many Acceleracers cards in a personal collection. That is absolutely out of this world. Not to mention, a bunch of them were 3D foils and foils. So the community member kept what he wanted, sold some to some friends and some other connections that he had. And then the rest of the bulk that he had, he was looking for a way to offload it. He didn't really want to go through the whole hassle of selling them out over the next, couple of years. As most people know, it is pretty time consuming to sell through collections of stuff, especially trading cards, because some people want 2 or 3, some people want 5 or 10. And with that many cards, like 2,500, it would take quite some time to sell through them, and it's just a lot of hassle. And a lot of times people that come into stuff like that, they really just kind of want to get paid. They don't mind not getting the full value, because they'd rather just cash out, get the money on hand, not have to deal with the whole selling process, and offload the selling process to someone who has no trouble taking the time in a couple of years to sell through them all, already has connections for some of the cards, where they're going to be going, so on and so forth. So we nailed down a deal for the cards available. I actually don't know the number off the top of my head. I think it's somewhere between 2,300 and 2,400. I haven't unboxed the cards yet. I did open the box just to make sure the cards were in there, but I have not gone through any of the individual containers containing the cards. So I'm going to be pretty surprised along with you guys. Basically, I just looked through the number of 3D foils, the number of foil cards, got a rough estimate, quick tally, $20 per foil, $200 or so minimum for the 3D foils. And we went from there, because I have no issues, selling through bulk cards over the next couple of years, because obviously it's going to take a while to sell through them all. But anyways, guys, I've been itching to rip open these boxes and check out the cards that we have inside, but I haven't done it yet, just because I wanted to be sure that I got some of it on camera for you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack open these boxes and see the trading cards that we are adding to our stock. All right, guys, and here we are with our haul of trading cards. Believe it or not, there's 2,400 trading cards in these 5 containers. I was kind of surprised myself. I was like, wow, they really must not take up as much space as I think. But these are going to be welcome additions to the inventory. As you can see, We still have a bunch of cards, but we are running a little bit low as far as like realms and Acceleracers go. So this should definitely hook us back. And they were all beautifully packaged up. They were all bubble wrapped tightly in the box. They had bubble wrap wedged into the cartons themselves just to make sure the cards didn't slide around or anything. So first of all, guys, this is our money box. This is where the big rare cards are. I'm not even sure how you open this thing. But guys, let's go ahead and just dive right into these cards. So we have these awesome Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth containers, guys, and look at that. Oh, can you hear the angels singing? Nothing like boxes chock full of Acceleracers cards. And there's, you can always tell when condition stuff's in when you pull it out and they like make a clean straight line across. There's no jagged edges or stuff sticking out. These cards are in perfect condition. They look pack fresh. Look at that. That is untouched cards. So moving along here into the next box. Still got the bubble wrap in that one. This one I haven't even opened yet. And then we have one more here. Let's see if we can pull the lid off of that. Boom. Look at all these trading cards, guys. Let's see if I can move this out of the way, get the bubble wrap gone. Toss the bubble wrap. Who needs it? And here we are, guys. Nothing but Acceleracers cards as far as the eye can see. And like I said, I know some of the foils and rares that are in here, most of those, but as far as the bulk cards go, I really didn't even look twice at what was on the sheet. I just knew that it was worth the money, worth the investment, so I went ahead and snagged it. So we're gonna go ahead and jump through all these. There's a ton of duplicates, so there's probably not that many unique cards, but this is our money box here. This is where all the foils and hollows are, so I'm gonna go ahead and crack this open. All right, guys, so here is our big stack. I did put a common card on top just to sort of add to the suspense. Let's go ahead and start flipping through these. And bam, right off the bat, we have a Jump Jets. Check it out, guys. And these cards are all in near mint to mint condition. Some of the card sleeves are a little bit dusty, so it looks like there might be a little bit of whitening, but it's really not. The cards are perfect, trust me. You just got to peel it back and swipe the dust out of the way. So we have a Jump Jets as the first card in this lot. All of my longtime viewers know Jump Jets is the hardest non-foil card in the set to pull. It is just ridiculously hard to find. Even though you can get it in 3-packs and booster packs, it is just ridiculously difficult to pull. Typically runs at least $150 to $200 for a mint copy. It's not a foil or 3D foil, but it basically is an honorary 3D foil just because of the rarity. And what a cool card art too. I know you guys already saw the next card in the stack, a 3D foil, the first one we're gonna take a look at, but I'm gonna go ahead and slide this stack out of the way so you guys can't be spoiled on what's coming up. So Wrong Way is the first, or the second card I should say, in this lot, guys. Check out that 3D foil art. You can see the cards moving around. Cannot say enough about the images on these cards. I know a lot of you guys have already seen these on the channel or on eBay, but some of you might not have, so we'll take a quick look at most of them. So a Wrong Way card is the next one in the haul. And we're just gonna keep going with 3D foil greatness, guys. We have a 3D foil Sweeper Strike. It's funny, I really never thought I would have 3D foils in my hand again after the last pack opening. See the card rolling up into the sweeper, but lo and behold, here we are, 3D foils from the land down under. And the next card is another Sweeper Strike. So we might as well just lay them all out so we can gaze at them as we pull out all the rest of the cards. So the next one from the haul is a 3D foil Lightspeed card, one of the prettiest cards in the card game. Check out the horizon on this card. I don't even know what that is supposed to be, this flashback here, but man, it is unreal. Love how the card is popping out of the card. 3D foil Lightspeed is the next card back in stock. And all of you guys know, if there's a Lightspeed card, there has to be the sister to it, a Phantom Form 3D foil, my favorite card art in the entire card game. Phantom Form is unreal. Look at the car phasing in and out of that portal. It's something about the Acceleracers foils, since they have that sort of rainbow effect to them on the perimeter, it really makes them pop. And guys, they just keep coming and coming. Next up, we have a 3D foil RDO9 version 2. Definitely one of the biggest letdowns for me as far as card art goes. I mean, it kind of looks like a Minecraft card or something you'd see in Roblox. It's how do you go from images like on Phantom Form and Lightspeed to RDO9 version 2? Either way, still a really wicked card. And this is actually, if memory serves right, this is the only 3D foil that I've never pulled out of a pack. I packed all the other ones. I think I've pulled at least 2 of all the other ones actually, but never packed an RDO9. But that is fitting because we have a second one, another RDO9 version 2. We have 2 of them in stock, and somebody tells me they're gonna go pretty quick. I really don't think any of the vehicle cards are any rarer than the others as far as 3D foils go, but RDO 9 version 2 seems to go pretty darn quick. And speaking of 3D foil vehicles, we have a Vectra Anthracite. Check out the card art on this car, guys. Unreal. And my favorite shot of it definitely has to be kind of, if you can get like the purple angle on it, really gives it like a silencer vibe. That is wicked. Kind of reminds me of that midnight slingshot color. So we have a Vectra Anthracite 3D foil. And don't trip, guys, we have a second one, another Vectra Anthracite. And like I said, all the scratching is on the card sleeve itself. When you pull it out, it's actually in really good condition. Or it might have a little bit of scratching on it. I know they weren't like perfect, but for the most part, they're in pretty good condition. Let's see if I can squeeze it on out here. So this is what it looks like without the card sleeve. So it is not in that bad condition. See, look at that. That's almost a flawless holo. And it's crazy to see all these 3D foils in front of me. This is the most 3D foils and rares I've had in front of me in years. I think I had a full set on hand about 3.5 years ago, back in 2020. Early 2020, I had a full set of Acceleracers cards, so I had all 10 3D foils. But since then, this is the most that I've had on hand. That was actually the first time I recorded a video on 3D foils. I was like, here's what the 10 3D foils look like. And a lot of people hadn't even seen all 10 of the 3D foils just because there wasn't a whole ton of information on them. And some of the images online were a little crappy. So that was actually one of my most popular videos when I first started. But let's keep going here. So next up, what do you guys think? 2 Vectra Anthracites, 2 RDO 9 version 2s, 2 Sweeper Strikes. We have another Vectra Anthracite. That's right, we have a third Vectra Anthracite 3D foil. Unreal. This is a crazy amount of cards, and all these 3D foils tells me that this is probably all straight from booster packs. And that's the only way you would have all of these. So the next card in the set is a Hyper Synchro 3D foil. Definitely one of the most popular cards in the card game. And this was actually the first 3D foil that I ever saw. I saw one of these listed on eBay. I saw my first Hyper Synchro. I didn't even know what 3D foils were when I was first selling the trading cards. I thought foils were the only rare. But somebody had listed this, I think, for like 50 bucks on eBay. And I was like, wow, that's real expensive. Because back then, foils were like $10, $12 a piece when I was first starting out. And I was like, 50 bucks? What sort of a foil does he think he had? Little did I know that one day these would go for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So a Hyper Synchro is the next foil. To move the card stack back a bit because we were running out of room here. Look at all of these 3D foils, guys. They are just such pretty cards. But the next one in this lot is a second Hyper Synchro. So we have 2 Hyper Synchros in stock, and I already know that there's people waiting for a lot of these. So hopefully these are going to complete a lot of collections for you guys. There's a bunch of you that are missing just 3 and 4 different 3D foils. So I'm really hoping this will complete a bunch of sets. But moving on here, the next 3D foil, the last 3D foil, I should say, is a torqued jackhammer card. Look at the view on that card. Love seeing the mountains or whatever that is in the background, the cliffs, pyramids. I don't know what they are. Those do kind of look like pyramids over here, don't they? But a torqued jackhammer is the final 3D foil in this set. So just looking at this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think I counted one twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 3D foils and a jump jets. This is like the peak of the haul right here. There's a bunch of cards that I still have to go through and check out, and there's some foils that we're going to take a look at here in a second. But this is the heart and soul of it, guys. Look at these cards. Hyper Synchro, Torque Jackhammer, Lightspeed, Phantom Form. Can't even get the cards to show up. Lightspeed, Phantom Form, Vectra Anthracites, RDO 9 version 2, Hyper Synchro. It is just so cool to see all these cards in front of me again. Never gets old. But those were the only cards that I've looked through in this set, other than some of the foils that are in here, just to make sure there was a whole bunch of foils. But now that we got those 13 3D foils out of the way, and if you think about it, the math on it, what is it? 1 in every 6 booster packs has a 3D foil. So if there's 13 of them there, that would imply what? Almost 100 packs, right? I mean, what's 6 times 15? Like 90? So like 90 packs, and 90 packs, 15 cards in a pack. That's just under what, 1,500 cards. So that math kind of checks out. And I know there were a couple other 3D foils that the guy had pulled, and the guy who sold me the cards had already parted out some of the 3D foils. There were a couple Metro Realms and some other cool ones. So that math does absolutely check out. This guy probably just opened like 120 booster packs, and these are all the cards from it. So something tells me that a lot of the 3-pack exclusive cards and a lot of like the vehicle cards, the base vehicle cards, probably won't be in this set. It'll probably be a lot of booster pack exclusive cards. Great news for us because I've opened up a bunch of 3-packs and gotten a lot of the 3-pack exclusive cards, but cards that are booster pack exclusive, I'm definitely running low on, including a bunch of the Realm cards. So I'm hoping there's a whole bunch of Realms in here. But let's go ahead and start flipping through them. So we've got Hollowback, Jawjammer, Rolling Thunder, looks like one of each card. We've got a Ratified, we've got a Pile Driver card, one of the rarest non-foil vehicle cards. And that right there actually shows me that there are some 3-packs in here because you can only pull that card out of a 3-pack. You can only get base vehicle cards, well, most of the base vehicle cards out of 3-packs. So, and most of the booster pack cards are like, you know, Torqued ones, Vectra, RDO 6 version 2, Hyper vehicle cards, and of course some of the starter set ones. But that is a really good sign actually. But notice there wasn't a Flathead Fury and a Power Bomb and other ones. So there's probably not a whole lot of 3-pack cards in here, but there definitely are a couple. So we got Torqued Riveted, Torqued Rolling Thunder, Torqued Ratified, Torqued Flathead Fury. These are all cards that I've been out of stock on for a while. It's gonna be so nice to fill my listing back up. Then we got Torqued Pile Driver. We've got Synchro. We've got Battle Spec and a High Voltage card. I haven't had one of those in forever. Just look at them go. And we're not gonna go through every single card in here. I'm just gonna flip through this stack and then we'll kind of see what's in some of those. And there is a Spectite card. That is an awesome $20 to $25 card. Spectite, you know, that's probably my favorite card in the line. So it's nice to see the vehicle card and a Reverb. Check it out. Another one that I haven't had in forever. But let's pick up the pace here. So this isn't a 35-minute video. We've got a Drift Tech. We got Hyper Battle Spec, Hyper High Voltage, another one that's tough to find outside of booster packs. Hyper Nightlife, Hyper Power Rage. There's so many great cards in here that I've been out of stock on. Hyper Baseline, Hyper Drift Tech. We've got Carbide, Iridium. I still have tons of Iridiums. Then we have Excellium, Magnesium, and Octanium card. Check it out. Another really tough non-foil vehicle. All sorts of goodies in here. We've got Metalloid, Vectra Nitrium, Vectra Iridium, Vectra Excellium. It's nice that he put them in order. That was a nice touch. Vectra Magnesium. They're sliding everywhere. Vectra Octanium, Vectra Metalloid, and he also individually sleeved up all these cards. Some of these aren't sleeved up, but they were really well protected with bubble wrap. But it was really nice of them to sleeve up all the rares to make sure that no damage happened to the cards during shipping. Everybody who's ever bought something online knows the worst thing in the world is getting your item in and having it be dinged up from shipping. RDO 1, RDO 2, RDO 3, RDO 4, no RDO 5, so we have RDO 6, RDO 7, there's an RDO 8 card, so it's not a full set, but there are a bunch of rare ones in here, and RDO 8's another tough one. Then we have RDO 5 version 2, RD 10 version 2, and the first foil card. We have a Torqued Power Bomb. Check out that hollow effect, guys. And you know what? There are some duplicates in here, so we're gonna hide these again so that you guys can be surprised at what we've got. So we have a foil Torqued Power Bomb as the first foil. We're gonna move these out of the way. And once again, guys, foil cards have been pretty tough to come by recently. On eBay, some of them are going for like 30 to 40 bucks a piece. They've gone really up there in value. So Torqued Power Bomb, and then a second Torqued Power Bomb. And oh, this is gonna be a recurring trend here, guys. We have a third Torqued Power Bomb foil card and a fourth one. It just keeps going and going. A fifth Torqued Power Bomb foil. Here is number 6. Have you guys ever seen this many foils in one place? I know I haven't. And a 7th one. There are 7 Torqued Power Bomb foils here. I have never in my life seen so many Torqued Power Bombs. And at the peak of my trading card inventory, when I had over 3,000 cards, there was a couple foils like Hyper Chicane I had like 6 of, and then Feather Frame and Shell Skin, I think I had like 7 of both of those, but that was the most I've ever had was 7. So to have 7 right here, guys, on the first one, it is a sign of what is to come. So next up, we've got a foil Torqued Spinebuster, one of my favorite card arts. Love the coloring on that. Look at that shine. And once again, I haven't had one of these in stock in forever. And not only do we have 1, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Torqued Spinebusters, guys. 13 Metal Maniac foils. I have never seen anything like it, and they're all in immaculate condition. Just look at the shine on these cards. That might have to be the thumbnail. Forget the 3D foils. The Metal Maniac foils are where it's at. It's just so nice to get all of these back in stock, guys. Like I said, I've been out of stock forever on these. But now let's get over to some Teku foils. We have Hyper Chicane, one of the most sought after foil cards. And a second one. How many of these do you think we have? 2, 3 Hyper Chicanes. That is it. Only 3 Hyper Chicanes. I know, trust me. I was hoping for like 50 of them, but 3 is still pretty good. And then we have Hyper Reverb next. And based on this, guys, it looks like we probably have at least one of every single one of the 25 foils. If I had to guess, like I said, I haven't really looked through it. So we've got a Hyper Reverb, a second Hyper Reverb. Look at that card art. Unreal. That is just unbelievable. Love that shine. Look at the afterburn on it. The 2 Hyper Reverbs, and there's a third that I just pulled out off camera. So 3 Hyper Reverbs, 3 Hyper Chicanes. Look at that shine. And like I said, I don't know exactly which cards were already sold before they got to me. So unfortunately, I can't use this data for like a booster pack rarity guide where I can show you, you know, which cards came in. That would have been pretty cool to have, you know, another 100 packs worth of data. But it's still pretty darn cool to see all these foils here. And we're going to keep going. Like I said, we got a long ways to go. So we have Vector Carbide. There's 1, 2, 3 Vector Carbides, 4 Vector Carbides. Then we have Vector Covlight is up next. I'm for real, guys. The most foils I've ever had, I think, was like 40 at one time, and there's like 50 right here. I have never seen this many foils in my life. So we have a second Vector Covlight, a third Vector Covlight, and words can't even like describe this. Then we have an RDO1 version 2, so moving on to the racing drone foils. We have a second RDO1 version 2. Here's 3. How many of these are there? There's 4. And there is 5. So there are 5 RDO1 version 2s in here. Moving on to the next one, RDO2 version 2. We have 1. We have 2, and I always thought this was one of the more common ones. Then we have 3 RDO2 version 2s. I'm running out of room again. There's 4 and 5. 5 RDO2 version 2. So 5 RDO1 version 2s and 5 RDO2 version 2s. It's kind of interesting that there's more of those than the Teku ones. Makes you wonder if the Teku ones are slightly rare, who knows. But now we're moving on to some of my favorite foil cards, which are the Realm cards, guys. We have a foil Reactor Realm. Check it out. Love the card art on that. Wish we could have seen it in the movies. So a Reactor Realm foil, and then we have a second Reactor Realm, and the Realm cards are always some of the harder foils to find. So there's 2 Reactor Realms, and that is it. That's all she wrote for those. But moving on to the Lava Realm. Love the card art on that, one of the brightest cards in the set. This Lava Realm looks much more intense than the one that we saw in the movie, or not in the movie, but in the, what was it, the sneak peek or the mini episode. And then we have a second Lava Realm and a third Lava Realm, and already that's more Realm foils than I've ever had at one time in my entire time selling these trading cards. And then we have a 4th Lava Realm card and a 5th Lava Realm. And it's funny, even when I used to open a lot of booster packs, I never came across this many Realm foils. So I don't know how this guy did it. He must have had the best pack luck of all time. There are 6 Lava Realms here, and we're still going. Here is number 7. 7 Lava Realm foils, guys. This is like ridiculous. I almost just want to laugh. Still not done. Moving on, guys, to the Desert Realm. This is probably the rarest of the 3 foil Realm cards. Like I said, a lot of you guys probably already know this, but I haven't talked about the card game in a while, so there might be some new viewers who haven't heard much about it. But the Desert Realm is probably the hardest of the 3 Realm foils to find. We have 1 Desert Realm, 2 Desert Realms, 3 Desert Realms, 4 Desert Realms, 5 Desert Realms, 6 Desert Realms, 7 Desert Realms, 8 Desert Realms, 9 Desert Realm foils, guys. 9 of them. Once again, the most I've ever had in one time is 2 Desert Realms. We have 9 Desert Realm foils. There's a ton of people that are still missing this card. Funnily enough, a lot of people have some 3D foils and they're still missing the Desert Realm. Kind of shows that it is pretty tough to find. But let's just keep moving on with this giant stack of foils, guys. Moving on to the Acceleracers foils. Like, once again, some of the prettiest cards in the card game. We have a foil Fog Vision. So there's 1 Fog Vision, 2 Fog Visions, 3 Fog Visions, 4 Fog Vision foil cards. Love the shine on everything in this stack. And then moving on to a lot of people's favorite card in the trading card game, Battering Bubble. Once again, one of the prettiest cards in the set, and it's definitely very, very popular. So we've got the first Battering Bubble, we've got 2 Battering Bubbles. If there's 9 of these like there was for the Desert Realm, I'm gonna lose my mind. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Battering Bubbles, 6 Battering Bubbles, and 7. So there's only 7 of these, but 7 Battering Bubble foils, guys. Unreal. And as you can see, there are print lines on a bunch of these cards. It's pretty common with the Acceleracers foils that there's print lines on a bunch of them. I'd say maybe 25 to 30% have print lines. It's pretty darn common. And it's unfortunate too, because a lot of times it messes up the effect on some of the prettiest looking cards. But what can you do? Cards are still mint, they just have a print line. But let's keep going here onto size scaler. Gotta speed this up a little bit. So there's another gorgeous card. Love that it's got a silencers card with the purple background. That's a really nice touch. So we have 3 size scalers, 4 size scalers, 5 size scalers, 6 size scalers, and 7 size scalers to wrap it up for the Acceleracers. So only what, 4 fog visions, but 7 battering bubbles and 7 size scalers. That's interesting. I always thought fog vision was the most common. But moving on to the mods, we have only one singular Nitrox 3, which once again is interesting. There's a lot of these rare foil cards, the vehicles, the Acceleracers, and the realms. But when it comes to mods, only 1 Nitrox. What's up with that? And only 1 armored plow as well. But moving on, we've got 1 strato thruster, 1 feather frame, and 1 shell skin. So only 1 of each of the mod foils, and that is interesting. How can there be only 1 of all of these and so many of the other ones? But it doesn't bother me too much. I'm just happy to have 1 of each. And like I said, these aren't super popular compared to some of the realms and vehicles, so it just is what it is. But moving on to the hazards, we're gonna start out with the Tsunami foil card. There's 1, 2, here's the 3rd Tsunami. Another really pretty card. I've always wondered, is that Synchro struggling to keep going down there? So 3 Tsunamis, 4 Tsunami cards. And then a lot of people's favorite card, I know it's Zarabeth's favorite, or at least it was back in the day. He might have to comment down below if his favorite card has changed. But we have a Chrome Globes foil card from the Chrome realm. Something about the silver on this card with the foil effect really makes it pop. So we have 1 Chrome Globes, 2 Chrome Globes, 3 Chrome Globes, 4 Chrome Globes, and 5 Chrome Globes foil cards. Check it out. And moving on, I just can't stop pulling these open. It's funny, I told myself I was only gonna show 1 or 2 of them and then just give you guys the numbers on how many there were. But there's something about just pulling out a massive pile of foils. I can't stop. So we have 3 copies of Tornado Vortex and no copies of Acid Bath. That's interesting. Maybe Acid Bath is a little bit rarer than we think. But next up, we're moving on to the shifts, and we have Bootlegger Reverse. Then we have Home Track Advantage, 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of Home Track Advantage, and that's going to wrap it up for the foils, guys. I think in total there was what, like 80 or 90 of these. I mean, we had 7 to 8 of some of them. So there's got to be at least 90 to 100 foils in here, guys. Unreal. All right, guys, it is finished. Just wanted to give you guys a final update. It took me about 22 hours over the last 3 days, some early mornings, some 4 and 5 a.m. mornings to get all of these cards sorted and processed through. Wanted to hit it quick because I went through every single one of these 2,400-ish cards. I haven't logged them in to a spreadsheet yet to sort of see where we're at, but most of them, everything you see here that is sleeved up is all near mint to mint condition. All of these that are sleeved and top loaded are some rares. So here are all the foils and 3D foils. There were some that were in mint condition, and most of them were not, just minor scuffs and scratches here and there. But foils and stuff are notoriously hard, especially 3D foils. They're just notoriously hard to keep in great condition when they're loose. And like I said, I don't know how they were stored for the majority of the time that the original owner had them, but they are a little bit scratched up. There's a couple that look pretty good and a couple that are a little dinged up, but it just is what it is. I'm satisfied. And then here are some rares that were once again in lightly played or used condition. And then all of these cards here and here, I don't have the exact count on them, but I've got like 3.5 stacks of mint and 2 stacks of non-mint. So what, like 30%, 33% did not make the cut of near mint to mint condition. And once again, it's nothing like major wrong with them. It's just enough wear that I can't classify them as near mint to mint. Like you can see here, all these dust marks. And dust marks are notorious on Acceleracers cards. For whatever reason, with the black borders, for some reason, it almost like stains them. See all these white marks on here? We're just gonna flip through a couple of them. So I'm a little bit disappointed that not all of these made it in near mint to mint condition. They all had minor issues here and there that were venom. You can see all the marks there. So I might reach out to the seller and see if I can get a small partial refund for all these cards. Cause I mean, I can still sell them, and used condition cards do still sell, but I do lose about like 30% off the premium price of, you know, a near mint pack fresh card. And once again, you know, these are all $3 and $4 cards in near mint condition. So all these here that you're seeing are all used condition. You can see all the scuffs, the scratches. There was like 70 shift cards that had a crease down in the back corner of them. It was like all of them had the exact same crease. So however they were stored originally, unfortunately led to some creasing. So a little bit disappointed here with some of these, but like I said, it's just part of it.
but it is just part of it. And I am a pretty big stickler when it comes to conditioning. You know, I just don't want to get bad feedback or, you know, have returns because people are unsatisfied. But you can see here all the wear on the edges. And it was, fortunately, most of the rarer cards in the Acceleracers, some of the torqued vehicles, they were in near mint condition. But for some reason, the mods and the shifts, almost all of the mods and shifts were in used condition. And you can see on all of these here, they've all got those white scuffs, the white scratches, bordering issues. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of whitening, fortunately, but for whatever reason, there's just scuffing and scratching on them, the dust mark. So not the end of the world. I might reach out to the seller, but we have a whole bunch of great looking cards in the inventory. So I can't wait to get these plugged in. And then I'm not sure if they're gonna be on the website or eBay. I'll probably let you guys know down in the comments. I'm sure I've said like 3 different things throughout the course of this video, but you can see here still a bunch of scuffs and scratches. And like I said, I'm not gonna flip through this whole stack, but that just shows it is a bunch of cards. So yeah, that is going to wrap it up.
And that is going to wrap up the Acceleracers trading card haul from Australia. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed seeing this unboxing. Once again, it's tons of fun opening up card boxes. I feel like a kid every time I crack one open and get to see the cards that are inside. A pretty long time since I've had some of these cards in stock, so this is going to fill almost all of my out of stocks and my listings. A lot of these cards are going to be listed up on my website, acceleratorshub.com. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. And on eBay, but a lot of the higher value cards, foils and 3D foils, they're probably going to be listed on the website first. So if you guys are looking for them, you're probably gonna have to head over there and they'll probably hit eBay, you know, a week or 2 after that. I'm gonna try to mix and match it because I really am trying to conduct more business on the website just because I can typically offer you guys lower prices on the website than I can on eBay. So just kind of stay tuned. If you're interested in any specific cards, shoot me an email and I'll do my best to work with you. Like I said, we got duplicates of a bunch of these, so I'm sure that we could work something out. And once again, the big shout out of the video goes to the community member down in Australia who reached out to me with this opportunity and worked out a fair deal with me. He cut me a great deal so that he could get cash on hand. And also there would still be some room for me to make some profit on the side as well. He was a pleasure to work with throughout the whole experience. And hopefully we can work together again in the future on something else if he comes across anything else really cool. But if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button for me, subscribe to the Acceleracers Hub for more Acceleracers related content, and I will catch you guys next time because I have some counting to do. See you guys.